Value of race provides everyone space in business, education, and government. Newly arriving European white and African black indentured servants were intermingling and socializing well among each other in British colonies until 1638, when the Maryland colony issued an edict encouraging separation of races. The edict stated, neither the existing black population, their descendants, nor any other blacks shall be permitted to enjoy the fruits of white society. This later would be known as the Doctrine of Exclusion, meaning every individual, business, church, school, organization, and government should teach, support, justify, and enforce the status of blacks as subordinates, who should be excluded, non-competitive, non-compensated, and a managed workforce comfortably building the wealth of white society. This was the foundation for making blacks in America feel devalued. This was done all in the name of a person's greed over the people's need for bettering themselves and their families. If blacks were not able to be competitive businessmen or women, not able to receive compensation for a day's work, and were excluded from holding positions and making decisions when it comes to government and education, they were easily made to feel less appreciated and devalued in a new place they called home, America. In 1710, Virginia enacted the Meritorious Manumission Act, which allowed the freeing of slaves for good deeds. These deeds have been notably stated and included saving the life or land of a white person, inventing something their master could profit from, and squalling on any slave who would be revolting or rebelling within the colony. Using this system of reward created an internal means of control for whites and produced total disharmony for blacks toward one another. As a result of whites rewarding blacks, it was hard for blacks to value their own race, hard for blacks to trust each other, and even harder for blacks to take credit for or value their own inventions. Because of the lack of external control and internal trust of each other, black people have treated one another like crabs in a bucket, trying to hold each other back to be the only black one who impresses the master, just to get ahead at the expense of depressing its own people, trying to hold other blacks back from reaching their full potential. When black people hold each other back, we'll have a lack of representation in business, education, and government. Having a lack of representatives in these areas could easily lead to the majority of black youth, adults, families, and minority communities begging for help because of the need for resources they haven't acquired and or don't have access to. In the rest of this chapter, you'll learn how to respect and connect with those who've taken their rightful place in business, education, and government. And if you're someone who's holding either of the three positions, you'll learn how to properly treat the people you serve and not improperly beat the people you serve with negative words or actions.